Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. Going to be giving you my predicted 11 for Manchester United's game against Liverpool. So I'm going to go with the 4-2-3-1 formation. In goal, I'm going to go with David De Gea. David De Gea has done really well so far this season. De Gea was in goal in Manchester United's 3-2 win over Atalanta. De Gea put a good performance out. He made a double save. He was blameless for both of Atalanta's goals. Don't forget, De Gea reclaimed the #1 spot back. In the summer, he said De Gea decided to cut short his holiday by 2 weeks to fight for the starting place. And he said De Gea was determined to fight for his Man United future. Solskjaer's already hailed De Gea as the best goalkeeper in the world. That was after Manchester United's 2-1 win against Villarreal earlier on this season. This season is De Gea's 11th season, so he's been a long servant. He's been with us since the Ferguson era. De Gea has made mistakes in the last couple of years, but revert back to what I said before, he's made up for them mistakes so far this season. What?
Yeah, you can have it now.
Alright.
1, 2. That 89 and Cass one,
Yeah.
mate. 3,
Yeah.
5. Tell you, 5.
Mm.
I'll give you a 4 change, what you give out. Yeah, there's more money for milk as well. 6.40.
Cheers. But yeah, so where was I? Yeah. De Gea has won everything domestically at the football club, and he's made over 500 appearances for Man United in all competitions. De Gea has under 2 years left on his contract, and he receives £375,000 a week. Now, at right back, I'm going to go with Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Aaron Wan-Bissaka played against Atalanta. I thought he was poor in the first half, but I thought he was better in the second half. There's aspects of Aaron Wan-Bissaka's game that need to improve, but despite that, he's still one of the best right backs we've had since Gary Neville. Defensively, he's always been superb. This season is Aaron Wan-Bissaka's 3rd full season at Man United. We got him for Crystal Palace for 50 million back in the summer of 2019. Two centre-halves, I'm going to go with Victor Lindelof and Harry Maguire. Lindelof will obviously get his chances now with Varane being out with a groin injury for a few weeks. As you all know, I've got my strong reservations about Victor Lindelof. Analysing the vast majority of the games he's played at Manchester United, he's been inconsistent, but on the other side of things, he's enjoyed some good games as well. Lindelof obviously played against Atalanta recently, and I thought he was poor. Lindelof's been at Manchester United for like 4.5 years now. We got him for 31 million from Benfica back in 2017. He's got a contract with Man United until 2024. Harry Maguire, he hasn't enjoyed a good start to this season. Harry Maguire played against Atalanta recently. He scored a good goal, but he failed to cover for Demiril's goal from the corner. Maguire was very poor against Leicester last weekend. He made some howlers, but I heavily criticised Solskjaer for playing Maguire against Leicester. You know, Solskjaer rushed him back too soon. You know, Maguire didn't look fully fit. You know, he's just come back from a calf injury. Maguire had ligament damage in his ankle towards the end of last season. It said earlier on this season that Man United are set to offer Harry Maguire a new 5-year contract worth £300,000 a week. We want to reward Harry Maguire as he's established himself as a key figure under Solskjaer. At the moment, Maguire receives around £189,000 a week, and he's under contract with Man United until 2025. He's the most expensive centre-half in the world at the moment because Man United paid 80 million for him, and he's the second most expensive signing at the club behind Pogba. Left back, I'm going to go with Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw's been out of form so far this season, and I'm sure as the season goes on, he will regain his form. Not so long ago though, Luke Shaw came back from a minor injury and illness. Shaw played against Atalanta recently. He got the assist for Ronaldo's winning goal. Shaw though was partly to blame for Atalanta's second goal. Shaw was absolutely superb last season. He was far superior last season to how he has been so far this season. But I reckon Shaw's had a good career at Man United. He's been at Manchester United for like 7.5 years now. Obviously he's injury prone, which is a concern. And he's been our first choice left back for a while, and he still remains our first choice left back despite the arrival of Alex Telles. It did say at one point that Man United were in the process of extending Luke Shaw's contract. Shaw has got under 2 years left on his current contract. Centre midfield, I'm going to go with Paul Pogba and Scott McTominay. Pogba didn't start against Atalanta, but he did come on, and to his credit, he made an impact when he came on against Atalanta. Pogba played in the 4-2 defeat to Leicester last weekend, didn't really do much in that game. Don't forget, after the 4-2 defeat to Leicester, Pogba came out and said that something needs to change at Manchester United. So reflecting on that, is Pogba demanding Solskjaer out? But Pogba is a good player. He's not only a good player, he's an imperative player as well. Pogba's enjoyed a very good start to the Premier League season so far. He's got 7 assists. And he produced good performances for Man United in the last couple of months of last season. I hope Paul Pogba stays and signs a new contract. Now, the other week, Andy Mitten from The Athletic said that Manchester United offered Pogba £400,000 a week to stay at Manchester United. That would see Pogba become the second highest earner at the club. At the moment, Pogba receives around £290,000 a week. Pogba's current contract at Man United expires next summer. Before the start of this season, Pogba rejected a Man United contract offer, and earlier on this season it said Pogba's very likely to leave Man United on a free next summer. Earlier on this season though, it said Pogba wants to stay at Man United, and Paul Scholes backed Pogba to stay at United. Now, during the international break, Pogba refused to rule out the Juventus return. Pogba did admit that he always speaks to his ex-Juventus teammates. Earlier on this season, Mino Raiola suggested that Pogba could return to Juventus from Man United on a free next summer. PSG have also been in for Pogba. League 10 Sports said not so long ago that PSG are ready to offer Pogba £500,000 a week in wages if he decides to leave Man United next summer. PSG wanted Pogba in the summer transfer window, but they couldn't get him because they got Lionel Messi. Not so long ago, Pogba was offered to Barcelona. Inter Milan have been in for him before, and Real Madrid have been relentlessly linked with Pogba. Now, the Daily Mail said not so long ago that Real Madrid are ready to offer Pogba £12 million a year in wages and a £25 million transfer bonus, as Mino Raiola is pushing his client to join Real Madrid. And the other week, Spanish publication AS said that Real Madrid are back in the race to sign Pogba on a free transfer when his contract at Man United expires at the end of the season. Real Madrid think Pogba could help convince Mbappe to join. So, reflecting on that, Pogba's had a long-running transfer saga. This season is Pogba's 6th season at Man United since he rejoined. He's won 3 trophies at the club so far, and he's our most expensive signing at the moment because we paid £89 million for him. We had Pogba when he was a lot younger under Ferguson, but had to let him go due to limited appearances. McTominay, he played against Atalanta recently. Weren't brilliant against Atalanta. Had a good chance where he hit the post. There is some Man United fans that don't think McTominay is good enough to represent the club, but I'd say give him more time. McTominay's still young, got a lot of development in him. You know, McTominay's played a hell of a lot of games alongside Fred in the centre midfield. Just after the first lockdown last year, McTominay signed a 5-year contract with Man United, so reflecting on that, he committed his future to the club. In the number 10, I'm going to go with Bruno Fernandes. That's if Bruno Fernandes is fit, because reports have said today that Bruno Fernandes is a shock injury doubt for Manchester United's game against Liverpool after limping in training. Now, Fernandes played the full 90 minutes against Atalanta, but got on the end of some strong challenges. Fernandes got 2 assists against Atalanta. Also got an assist for Mason Greenwood's goal in the 4-2 defeat to Leicester last weekend. Fernandes hasn't missed a game so far this season. In most of his games at Manchester United, he's been very consistent. But on the other side of things, there has been quite a few games where he's looked off the pace. Fernandes has been a Manchester United player for almost 2 years. Don't forget, last season he won Player of the Year, and he's won Player of the Month quite a few times, reflecting on his good performances. We got Fernandes from Sporting Lisbon back in January 2020. Earlier on this season, it said Fernandes was close to signing a 5-year contract with Man United worth £250,000 a week with the signing of Ronaldo. At the moment, Fernandes is under contract with Man United till 2025. There's an option of a further 12 months. Earlier on this season, Fernandes made it clear that he wants to stay at Man United. Now, the left wing, I'm going to go with Marcus Rashford. If Rashford's fit. Rashford has got a leg injury that he sustained in Man United's 3-2 win against Atalanta. Rashford scored against Atalanta. He also scored on his comeback in the game against Leicester last weekend. Don't forget, Rashford was out with a shoulder injury for a while, and at one point he had to have an operation on his shoulder. Not so long ago, Rashford's camp were unhappy with Solskjaer because Solskjaer told Rashford to prioritise his football instead of his off-pitch activities. Revert back to what I've said before though, we need to keep Rashford on that left wing because that's where he's mostly effective. He's far superior on the left wing to the right wing and up top. But I hope Rashford can play in this game against Liverpool. You know, it is a big game and he likes playing in big games. Rashford's been part of the club for a long time. He's been a United player since the age of 7 and he's been in our senior squad since 2016. He's under contract with Man United until 2023. Right wing, I'm going to go with Mason Greenwood. Greenwood didn't really do much in the game against Atalanta. Greenwood scored a stunning goal in the 4-2 defeat to Leicester last weekend. Greenwood's got 4 goals in the Premier League so far this season. Don't forget, at one point, Greenwood went a while without scoring, but despite that, he's been an absolute revelation since he broke into our senior squad. Mason Greenwood made his senior debut for Manchester United back in 2019. He's been a United player since the age of 7, and last season he signed a new 4-year contract. And the striker, I'm going to go with Cristiano Ronaldo. As you all know, Ronaldo scored the winning goal against Atalanta. It was a very good header from Ronaldo. So Ronaldo saved Manchester United. He also saved Man United against Villarreal. Ronaldo has scored 6 goals in all competitions so far since he re-signed. As you all know, Ronaldo wants Zidane at Manchester United. So, reflecting on that, he's demanding Solskjaer to be sacked. Ronaldo played in the 4-2 defeat to Leicester last weekend. Ronaldo tried to storm off the pitch, but Solskjaer stopped him. Prior to the Leicester game, Ronaldo informed Solskjaer that he wants to play in every single league game after he was left on the bench in the 1-1 draw with Everton before the international break. Don't forget, Ronaldo got named Premier League Player of the Month for September. Earlier on this season, it said Ronaldo wants to retire at Manchester United. And coach Cristiano Jr. in the Red Devils youth team. Prior to the Villa game earlier on this season, he said Solskjaer believes Ronaldo can keep playing for Man United into his 40s. He's 36 at the moment. Ronaldo's already hinted that he's looking to stay at Man United beyond his current contract. Ronaldo's under contract with Man United until 2023. There's an option of a further year. Ronaldo receives £480,000 a week, so he's the highest earner at Man United at the moment. Ronaldo wears the number 7 shirt, and we got Ronaldo for 19.8 million with add-ons included. So that's how I think Manchester United could line up against Liverpool. Fred, he's got an injury, so I'm hearing that he's a doubt for this game. Revert back to what I mentioned earlier, Rashford's got a leg injury. Hopefully his injury's not too severe. Obviously Rafael Varane's got a groin injury. Fernandes, he's picked up a injury. Martial's got a knock, but he doesn't really get in our team anyway. And Amad Diallo is out, but he's another player that doesn't get in the team. This game against Liverpool could be Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's last game in charge of Manchester United. Because earlier on today, Fabrizio Romano came out and said that Manchester United's game against Liverpool on Sunday is key for Solskjaer's future. As it stands at the moment, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's job is safe, so he will not be sacked by Manchester United yet. Manchester United are coming into this game against Liverpool on the back of a 3-2 win against Atalanta. As you all know, we overcame a 2-goal deficit. Revert back to what I said on my recent videos. Solskjaer always seems to turn it around under pressure. The question is, was Man United's 3-2 win against Atalanta the turning point for Solskjaer? But we must win this game against Liverpool, because Manchester United are winless in their last 3 league games. Like I mentioned on the preview, Manchester United and Liverpool is the biggest game in English football, because Manchester United and Liverpool are the 2 most successful clubs in England historically. Liverpool are one of the favourites to win the Premier League this season. I hate to say that as a Manchester United fan, but I'm being realistic. You know, if Liverpool were to win it this season, they'd be level on titles with Manchester United. As it stands at the moment, Liverpool are on 19 titles, Manchester United are on 20. And Liverpool have enjoyed a good start to this season. They've not even lost a game yet. They're sitting second in the Premier League. Liverpool recently had a good win against Atletico Madrid. They beat them 3-2, and Liverpool won their last league game against Watford 5-0. You know, don't forget, Manchester United have not beaten Liverpool in the Premier League since 2018. You know, Liverpool beat us in this fixture at Old Trafford last season in the league 4-2. That was the first time Liverpool won at Old Trafford since 2014. Yeah, we beaten them in the FA Cup at Old Trafford last season 3-2, and it was 0-0 at Anfield last season. Anyway guys, I'll be doing another video after this. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless. See you all again very, very soon.